Hi guys, this is Dozie again, and we are talking about the systems of philosophy today. Systems of philosophy, I want to also be very direct and simple and as short as possible, not to boggle us with what the textbooks do us, right? So the systems of philosophy, these are, as a matter of fact, the schools of philosophy that inform the area of inquiry. They have their perspective, they have their ideologies, and there are many of them. So we'll take as much as we can. We're going to be talking about idealism as opposed to materialism. We'll talk about existentialism as opposed to essentialism. We're going to be talking about empiricism as opposed to rationalism. We'll talk about the pragmatic school of thought, the skeptic school of thought, and some others, if we could remember them. So, but as a matter of fact, these ones are very important. We are starting immediately. Idealism, and I will be pointing out things very important that you'll be looking out for to know. And these are: one, what is the tenet? What is their assumption? What is their ideology? Two, who are the proponents, as the case may be. What are they saying, and who are the ones who we see under them? Please don't confuse them. Idealism, the idealists believe that everything that matters is in the mind. Idea rules the world. These are the people that say that idea rules the world. Please, I want to explain one topic, one phenomenon or a word you may be looking out for also in your exam: reductionism. Reductionism has to do with a principle or an attitude of reducing everything to just one thing. You know, it's different from when you believe that there are goodness and there are also bad things, right? You also believe that humans exist and spirit exists. But you know there are people that does not believe that spirit exists, only humans. So whenever you reduce everything that matters to one thing, they are practicing reductionism. For example, in my introduction, previous video, we talked about the Theos, Anaximenes and Anaximanders, those Milesian school of thoughts from that nationalist school of thought, right, or nationalist system. These ones say that, like Theos said, they practice it with reductionism or reductionists. They are reductionists. Theos said everything is made up of water. Everything can return back to water. The other one said everything can return to nothing, right? The other one said everything can return to fire. The other one said everything can return to air or everything. So they reduce everything. So you'll be looking out to understand in this system of philosophy we are discussing, which of these schools also practice reductionism. For example, this idealism, they believe that everything is reducible to, in fact, that everything that matters and the real thing that matters is in the mind. For example, this is the biggest library in West Africa, University of Nigeria, Nsukka Library, that is Nnamdi Azikiwe University Library in UNN. Now, he believes, according to this school, they believe that once you destroy this building, that the architect that built it can still replicate the exact building. Why? Because the real building is in the mind. They believe that the physical thing you are seeing is just nothing but an imperfect representation of what is in the mind. Idealism. There are two types of idealism: subjective idealism and objective idealism. Subjective idealism are the one you can relate with, like the ideas I can share with you and all of those things. We can see them in their imperfect nature as we are seeing them, but the idea exists and we can relate with them. But objective idealism is you have to grasp it with your mind and every other thing. According to them, that is how we got to know about the existence of God. Nobody showed us God, and God did not show himself, but we grasped it in our idea and our mind. So that is objective idealism. The names you'll be seeing here is Socrates and his son or servant, or his philosophy son, like philosophically, that's his son. Socrates tutored Plato, Plato tutored Aristotle, but Aristotle is not in this school of thought, please. Socrates, Plato, Rene Descartes. Yes, these are names you'll be looking out for in this school of thought. They believe that everything that matters is in the idea. Yes, so opposing them is a materialistic school of thought, materialism. These people are materialists or materialists. That materialist, you know, is not different from this. They believe that the only thing that matters, they are also reductionists, is in the physical. The anything, spirit, world after here, life after here, never. We wine and dine and die here, and nothing else but ends here. Everything ends here. They don't believe in hell or life after life. No, materialists. That's why you hear people say that it's so materialistic, because they are so consumed by the activities of here and now and the physical things that matter. Everything is all that matters here. So they don't believe in those ideas and life after here, see living beyond. Materialists are here. Aristotle is in this group, right? Aristotle is here. So this is that school of thought, that what that matters is what we can see and feel and all of those things here, right? Then we have the existentialism. It's another school of thought, another system in philosophy that of existence that talk about existence precedes essence. That I existed before who I became, before my passion to teach, before my passion to lecture, before my passion to impart knowledge, right? I existed before, one existed before becoming a thief. The thief nature can be your essence, but the you as a person existed. The sick you, the depressed you, the anxious you, the low self-esteem you is your essence and not you. So this is a very big therapeutic school of thought or perspective in psychology, right? But as a matter of fact, we are talking about philosophy today. So they believe that existence precedes essence. People you see here include Søren Kierkegaard, that is a Danish man. Søren Kierkegaard, Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre is S-A-T-R-E. Yes, Jean-Paul Sartre, or you call it Jean-Paul Sartre, G-E-A-N. Yeah, Søren Kierkegaard, S-O-R-E-N. Kierkegaard is spelled K-I-E-K-E-R-G-A-A-R-D. Søren Kierkegaard. Yes, he's from Denmark. And then we have Friedrich Nietzsche and Martin Heidegger. They are existentialists. Yes. So we have essentialism and that school of thought. Here, they believe that your essence preceded your existence, opposing the existentialist school of thought. You hear in Jeremiah 1:5, I knew you before you were made in mother's womb, and I've chosen you to do this, to do that. And a lot of other persons say that they have been your essence, whom you will become, has been that preceded before you were born. This is what these persons believe, and that is essentialist for you. Then we go to school of thought like empiricism. Empiricism is a school of thought that believe that all that matter is anything that can appeal to the sense organs. Anything that can appeal to the sense organ, when you want to get them, if you can test it, if you can hear it, if you can see it, if you can touch it, if you can perceive it with your nose, empiricism. In fact, they believe that man at birth is tabula rasa, that the brain of man at birth is tabula rasa, that is blank slate upon which experience writes. At that point, the child is born, and then he puts mouth and sucks, and then, oh, this is sweet. He learns that. And they pinch the child, oh, this is pain. He learns that. He learned everything. That experience is where we get our knowledge from. At birth, tabula rasa. Tabula rasa, please take note of that word you're expecting in the exam. Tabula rasa, a blank slate upon which experience, right? That is by John Locke, another empiricist. Aristotle supplied the tenet or the assumption of this school of thought. He said in Greek word, nihil in intellectu nisi fieret, nisi in intellectu fieret in sensu. Okay, I don't think nothing in the intellect without first appearing in the senses. Nihil in intellectu nisi fieret in sensu. Yeah, nihil in intellectu fieret nisi fieret in sensu. Nothing in the intellect without first appearing in the senses. So fieret in intellectu, that is first in the senses, in the intellect. Nothing in the intellect without first appearing in the senses. Nihil in his intellectu nisi fieret in sensu. That is their position. But the rational school of thought will tell you that we know something. After all, who taught the child how to suck? After all, who taught the child how to blink the eyes? They believe that at birth we came with some senses. So these are school of thought. Another one is skepticism, initially called Pyrrhonism, because the man that brought it about is Pyrrho, P-Y-R-R-H-O, that is Pyrrho. Yeah, this school of thought believe that the truth of every knowledge is questionable. It must be questioned. We must talk about it. I don't believe it. Can I say it? They will question it till they find something different from it. That is skepticism. The truth of every knowledge is questionable. I've dealt with this as one of the principles of science, so you may want to revert to Science 101, the first topic we did. You may want to relate with this school of thought more. So yeah, which other school of thought? Yeah, this is the size, and with time we may want to drop any other school of thought if there need be. If you come across any other school of thought you want us to discuss, please you can drop that in the comment box. So this is the Systems of Philosophy. Thank you, and please do well to subscribe.